Welcome to Veteran Safe Place. My name is Scott Swanstrom, and this segment is brought to you by the Firewatch. That is Florida's fight to end veteran suicide. And today we have another opportunity to celebrate a Veteran Safe Place. And here representing Operation New Uniform, we have Elise Prescott. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about Operation New Uniform.
Yeah, Operation New Uniform is a nonprofit. We're headquartered here in Jacksonville, but we're serving veterans, military members, and families all across the country. Really, our mission is to support military members, veterans, and spouses with a smooth transition out of the military and into really meaningful careers.
Excellent. Absolutely. Yeah. What a crucial need. Can you tell me a little bit about how you have seen that make such an impact on others' lives? We know we're trying to reduce veteran suicide, and sometimes finding a job and attaining job skills can be really difficult and add to that crisis. So can you expound a little bit on that?
Yeah, definitely. So there is, unfortunately, a link between unemployment and veteran suicide. We see it with all of our classes. Just being unemployed can cause a lot of stress on a veteran, having them really worried about how they're going to provide for their family. It can be really daunting taking all of the skills you've learned in the military and being able to articulate that and translate that into the civilian career force. If they've been in the military for however long, but especially when they've been in for 20 years, that's kind of a whole different language, a whole different way of life. So really being able to help them articulate that over to getting that meaningful career. So once they're in that meaningful career that has that purpose for them, they can start to internally heal and really focus on all aspects of their life once they're just secure in that position.
Excellent. Very good. So what are some of the things that Operation New Hope or New Uniform, offer?
Yeah, definitely. So we, for our veterans, we offer a 2.5-week program that's all focused on career professional development. We offer it here live in Jacksonville and then also live down in Tampa. We've expanded down there. But really the 2.5 weeks focuses on getting your behaviors, attitudes, and techniques ready for that successful career. So first figuring out, I would say majority of veterans and even spouses that come to us, that big daunting question of what do you want to do with the rest of your life? A lot of them say, I don't know. Yeah. So really focusing and helping consult them and guiding them to figure out this is kind of the career field that I want to go into, and having them realize that even though they maybe did security in the military, that's not exactly what you have to do out in this workforce. So first kind of figuring out what exactly they want to do and then teaching them all those techniques to get there. So how to network, doing their 30-second commercial, star stories, upfront contracts, all those resumes, all the things they haven't had to think about in the military, now going to get that new career. So helping them with all of that and then really getting them networked. Everyone knows who's out in the workforce that networking is really key. And so our network becomes their network. We go with them to networking events, kind of help make that a little more comfortable for them. And then we also are starting our spouse program. Actually, tonight is day 1 of that.
Excellent.
Yeah, so same thing, spouses. As a military spouse myself, I can definitely speak from experience, but spouses face huge underemployment and unemployment. So really just helping spouses realize their worth and help give them those techniques to then get a career that's going to be meaningful, that they can keep with them as they move as much as they need to.
Wow. Excellent. Yeah. What a fantastic support and such a timely transition that, it really can bring about a lot of stress and anxiety for our folks. And so you're just providing such a fantastic service on top of becoming a watchstander and becoming a veteran safe place and really providing that support to them on many different levels. So you've spoken a little bit from experience as the spouse of someone who's active duty now. Tell us a little bit about some of the challenges that you've seen for those individuals shifting from a military lifestyle into a civilian lifestyle.
Yeah, definitely. So really just a lot of worry about how they're going to take everything they've done and get that into a new career. We always ask our veterans day 1 kind of like what their biggest fear about the transition is. And majority of them really do say not being able to provide for their family because they've had that consistent paycheck, that very structured job for however long they've been in. So really that worry of if I don't get a job, then I can't provide for my family. and we have to make all these lifestyle changes, and being able to articulate that from the military into the civilian workforce. And we do something called the identity versus role theory. So when you're in the military, that kind of becomes your identity, your rank, your uniform, your job. That's what everybody knows you by. So then when you transition out, you shed that uniform, and a lot of times a lot of people have problems shedding their identity with that. So just reminding them that their identity isn't made up of all these roles that they've had. They're still them. They still have all this worth and potential going forward into the new career, and really just helping them build that confidence back into realizing that even though they're out of the military, they didn't lose their identity.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's so encouraging, and it's very hope-giving.
Yeah.
And so we do want to thank you and just being able to highlight Operation New Uniform, and thank you for being here with us today, Elise.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for joining us for another episode of Veteran Safe Place. For more information in regards to the Firewatch, you can go to thefirewatch.org. There you can locate the Watchstander training as well as the Veteran Safe Place training, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Florida Department of Veterans Affairs, we understand your journey, your commitment to honor. You are not alone. You served our families, now let us serve you. The FDVA will stop at nothing to provide the earned services, benefits, and support you deserve. Reach out to FDVA today. Our mission is you. Welcome home.
This is Scott Swanstrom with thefirewatch.org, and I'm here to introduce you to a new resource that is available to you, your vet-friendly business, and to your family members. That is vetsevents.org. There you can post your upcoming veteran-friendly event for free, and we would love to get our community together to be able to celebrate that event with you. Remember, that is vetsevents.org. Now here's a list of upcoming events in your neck of the woods. All right, we hope to see you at some of those future events. Don't forget to go to vetsevents.org and you can post your event for free. My name is Scott Swanstrom, signing out. Welcome back to another Veteran Safe Place. My name is Scott Swanstrom, and this segment has been brought to you by thefirewatch.org, Florida's fight to end veteran suicide. And we have an opportunity to celebrate another community business and partnership that we have through the Veteran Safe Place. I'd like to introduce you to Bruce Thompson. Welcome, Bruce.
Hey, Scott, it's my pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So you come in as the CEO of Information Blast of Florida. Tell us a little bit more about Information Blast.
Information Blast. So what it is exactly what it sounds like. It is all kinds of information, whether it's upcoming events, classes, workshops for those transition service members, veterans, military spouses, so they understand what transition means. We have job events in there, so those are in that job hunt. They know how to go and find, what employers are hiring when. We put, let's just go out to the beach and enjoy one of those 904 happy hour events. We get those in there. We get the Vets on Tap, which is networking events here. And we do focus on Northeast Florida because, that is where, me and my wife live, and this is what we do. But we have things that are happening on the rest of the state as well. So it's great to kind of say, hey, I want to go do this, or I want to go do that. And it just one-stop shopping. You'll find all the resources and information, and really help build that community.
Absolutely. Very good. So it sounds like you're really just shortening the curve for learning for those who are going from active duty to becoming a veteran and learning this new lifestyle again. You've recognized that there's a need. Obviously, you've gone through the Watch Standard program, through the Fire Watch. You've become a veteran safe place. What about becoming a veteran safe place stood out most for you?
Well, one of the reasons that me and my wife started doing the information blast is because you have these young servicemen and women that, hey, I signed a contract, I joined the military, and all of a sudden, like, what did I get myself into? You have those young military spouses, they're even less understanding of the military lifestyle because they haven't gone through that boot camp, that basic training, but now they're here. And it's about getting them off base, getting them out of the houses, out of the barracks, so they can actually go see what's going on. And we're in Jacks. There's a lot of stuff to do in Jacks. And if we can get you outside of the base, doing different things, meeting different people, different groups, it's going to improve in quality of life. And again, if we can improve in quality of life, we're going to have less of the 22 a day. We're going to have less struggles. We're going to have less homelessness. And it was a perfect match. I mean, it was, hey, this is half the reason we started this. And it just goes so well and along with what we all want to do, which is make sure that, veterans, military spouses, and active duty service members and reserve last that extra day, last a couple extra days. Whatever happens to be, it's the, hey, let's see what we can do tomorrow. Today is not the day. And sometimes that's all you can do is get them through today and, reattack tomorrow with, okay, now what we can do today to help you further your life journey.
Absolutely. What a wonderful service that you provide, coming alongside veterans and their family members. And you're really just, again, you're providing all those resources in a one-stop shop, as you said. And that really offers hope, I'm sure, to a lot of those that you're working with, and just making the world a little bit of a smaller place for them.
And the best part about it is it's absolutely free to receive. You can go onto our website, click subscribe. We're not selling anybody this information. We get you bare minimum so we actually can get you that email. If you have events, we have a spot right there where you can email us your events and we'll get them added absolutely free. We do this out of a passion. We do not do this to make money or anything else. It is strictly me and my wife wanting to continue to serve and help those in our community.
Excellent. What would be the best way to just inform someone how to get a hold of your information or to find out more about Information Blast of Florida?
Simple, informationblastflorida.com. Once you go in there, you'll see the subscribe button. You'll see about. You'll see a little bio on me and my wife. It is definitely a quick entry into what's going on in the state, especially here in Northeast Florida, to get you out there and having fun.
Excellent. Now, I know you've had some time in service as well. Tell us a little bit about that and your personal transition into the veteran life.
Well, I'm a retired Marine. I did a few months short of 24 years. Transition, I'm that person. I transitioned. I got that really good job right off the bat. It was everything I didn't want to do. It lasted 4 weeks before I resigned, because I was headhunted off LinkedIn for a position that was what I wanted to do. The hours, instead of working a 2 to midnight shift, I was back on a day shift. I got to open my own office, hire my own staff, and it was great. Excellent. But it was contracting. So after 9 months, we didn't win the contracts. It all went away.
Oh, wow.
And I got to the point where I didn't leave my house for 6 weeks. Wife left, me and the pup were on the couch watching TV. She got home. We were pretty much in the same spot. Wasn't talking to anybody, wasn't doing anything. And, she kind of, got to the point and said, hey, enough's enough. Give me that swift kick in the backside and said, go out and do something. So I went golfing. She realized that, I wasn't talking to anybody while I was out on the golf course. And she's like, not what I meant. And so it was I don't care what you do, go find something that you have a passion and a love to do. Well, it was, helping service members, their families. So I ended up getting into the Department of Labor 3-day employment workshop. So I taught 3 of the 5 mandatory days for those to get out. I absolutely loved it. I did it for 2.5 years out in San Diego, Southern California, here in the Southeast. And then it got in the way of my volunteering and taking on different things. Mm-hmm. So I resigned for that position so I could volunteer more. And I've done a lot of different things, and I tell you, if it's happening in the military veteran space, I probably have my hands in it, or at least know about it. Mm-hmm. So, this Northeast Florida is an incredible region for helping out the military, the veterans, the military spouses, mm-hmm. and there's just no better place to be. I mean, there's a reason why we're here, and there's so many military and veterans around. Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Just doing my part.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing from your story, and thank you again for your service. I'm really glad you had an opportunity to just tell us a little bit more about Information Blast of Florida, and again, to just really shorten the gap for those who are trying to figure out their next steps as well. It's very hope-giving. So thank you again for joining us today, Bruce.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. If you are interested in becoming a veteran safe place with you and your organization and really want to learn the key skills in recognizing warning signs for veterans who might be struggling with suicidal thoughts, you can go to thefirewatch.org. It's a free training. The videos are about 30 to 45 minutes long. And who knows, maybe we'll have you on this show someday as well. Thank you.
Florida Department of Veterans Affairs, we understand your journey, your commitment to honor. You are not alone. You served our families, now let us serve you. The FDVA will stop at nothing to provide the earned services, benefits, and support you deserve. Reach out to FDVA today. Our mission is you. Welcome home.
This is Scott Swanstrom with thefirewatch.org, and I'm here to introduce you to a new resource that is available to you, your vet-friendly business, and to your family members. That is vetsevents.org. There you can post your upcoming veteran-friendly event for free, and we would love to get our community together to be able to celebrate that event with you. Remember, that is vetsevents.org. Now here's a list of upcoming events in your neck of the woods. All right, we hope to see you at some of those future events. Don't forget to go to vetsevents.org and you can post your event for free. My name is Scott Swanstrom, signing out. Welcome back to another segment of the 5-Minute Salute. I am Scott Swanstrom, and this show is sponsored by the Firewatch, Florida's fight to end veteran suicide. And our interview today is with Linda Ford from the Ford firm, and she is part of the Watch Standard program from the Firewatch. And so welcome today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Scott. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about the Ford firm.
Absolutely. So we are a full-service CPA firm. We work with a lot of nonprofits, but we are full service, so we work with individuals and businesses as well.
Excellent. So how does the Ford firm align with being a Watch Standard and the Firewatch program?
So I am a veteran from the Air Force. I served a long time ago in Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm. And it's very important to me that we support our military community. We have a lot of different avenues here for veterans, but I think in any community it's important that we support our veterans. They put their lives on the line literally for all of us, and we need to support that. We need to take care of them.
Absolutely. What have been some of the challenges that you have seen when someone leaves active duty or the reserves and enters into the civilian lifestyle?
I think one of the biggest challenges is training. You know, in the military, we get a book and we study and we learn, and you have to learn your specialty and take tests on it. When you go to get promoted, you take a test. So there's this constant training and learning. And when you get into the civilian world, it's here's your desk, here's your pens and pencils, go to work. So you get kind of left behind because you don't have that training opportunity. Now, look, veterans can do anything. I truly believe that. We've all been through so many unique experiences that we can jump in and do things, but not having that training and that structure can be terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe for a veteran and a veteran's family who might be experiencing some sort of crisis as it relates to maybe potential suicidal thoughts or mental health challenge that they're experiencing, what advice or what piece of hope would you offer to them?
I think the hope that I would offer is that we are here to support you, and we all want to see our veterans succeed. Nobody ever said, we don't like our veterans, we don't want to support them. You know, we had some of that way back in Vietnam because people didn't understand what was going on. But I think even in our current divisiveness as a country, we all want to support our veterans and take care of them. So reach out. There is no shame in needing help. And I think, unfortunately, as veterans, you know, being in the military, there was a stigma with going to mental health, getting support. There is no shame in it, none. So reach out and get help, even if it's just reaching out to a fellow watchstander and saying, hey, I'm having a bad day.
Absolutely.
And we're here for you.
It takes a certain kind of strength to seek out that help. There's a bravery that comes along with that. Absolutely. Well, Linda, thank you so much for being on the show today, and we really appreciate you being a part of the Watchstander program. For those of you who are interested in becoming a watchstander, or maybe your business in becoming a veteran safe place, I want to direct you to thefirewatch.org. There you'll find a free training that lasts about 30 to 45 minutes, and you might be on this show as well as you join our family and community members of Veteran Safe Places. Thank you again. My name is Scott Swanstrom.
At the Florida Department of Veterans Affairs, we understand your journey, your commitment to honor. You are not alone. You served our families, now let us serve you. The FDVA will stop at nothing to provide the earned services, benefits, and support you deserve. Reach out to FDVA today. Our mission is you. Welcome home.
Welcome back. Linda, tell us a little bit about your passions. I know you grew up in a military family, and then of course you've served in uniform as well. How has the Ford firm served veterans? What are some stories that you can share with us, or some successes?
Absolutely. So part of what we do is work with a lot of nonprofits, including the Firewatch, I'm proud to say. And that's how I met Nick. We supported him and helped him get set up and started as a nonprofit, and we make sure to give back in our community. So we're all a bunch of volunteers, and we go out and do things in the community, but we really want to be available to our veterans who might need help with their taxes. Maybe they're moving to a new location, or they're retiring and their tax situation is changing. So I would encourage any veteran to seek out help from professionals to make sure that they're getting the support they need and they're doing their taxes correctly.
Absolutely. And that's such a big skill set that is unmet for so many. And someone who is a veteran, maybe starting their own business, or they're chasing their own dream, could really use some of that administrative support. And that is definitely something that I envy from those who are able to do that skill set. So we really do appreciate just how you're able to provide that service. I know you're servicing a lot of nonprofits. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So we have probably 80% of our business is working with different nonprofits across the board. You know, no particular industry or makeup within the nonprofit sector, but we help them with everything from bookkeeping and financial analysis, outsourced CFO services, or their audits that they're required to have. So making sure they have the financial statements and the support that they need to carry out their mission.
Excellent. Is this something that you did while you served in the military, or how did you transition to CPA work?
So it's not, I went in the military to get my education. My mother wouldn't sign the student loans. She said she didn't want me to carry that kind of debt into life. So I went into the military. My father was in the Air Force, so I said, why not? Let's do this. And I served full-time and was a full-time student and got my education in accounting, which is what I wanted to do. I'm absolutely a nerd and love it. But then I wanted to carry that on and give back to the community. So this was a great way for me to give back to that nonprofit community in an effective, real way. And there's nothing better when someone comes into your office and says, oh, I feel so much better. You know, you can see the weight just come off of their shoulders.
Absolutely. Well, where do you hope to see the Ford firm in the future, maybe in the next couple of years?
I'd love to see us be even more involved with veteran small businesses, making sure that other veterans can be successful in what they're doing, giving them that administrative support like you talked about, and making sure that they have the connections and resources they need to be successful. You know, we're used to lots of structure in the military. You do this at this time on this day, and you repeat it however often you're told to repeat it. The civilian world's not like that.
Yeah.
So they need that support, and I want to be that trusted advisor to help them.
Absolutely. When we talk about suicide prevention, especially as it relates to veterans, we know that there's generally not just one thing that they're wrestling with or one challenge that they're trying to navigate. So I could really see a huge benefit in providing this kind of support for maybe a veteran who is starting out and chasing their dream or starting a nonprofit business or something to that effect, to really just help relieve that stress. So tell us a little bit about the process that you went through to become a watchstander.
You know, I was one of the early watchstanders. So we got on and did the 30-minute training and went through it. It's very easy to do, very user-friendly. And then when Nick talked about being a veteran-safe place, I said, gosh, this is so important to me. So I encouraged all of my staff to do it. I didn't make it mandatory, but I encouraged them all to do it, and they all embraced it very much. And we've all got our wristbands that we've got and our emergency cards to call if someone comes in and has an issue. But I tend to be that kind of fixer person generally. So when people come in, I want to make sure that they feel better. Minored in psychology, which you would think is a little weird with accounting, but it actually comes in very useful because people do need to shed some of the burdens and the stress of what they're bringing into the office.
Absolutely. Thank you again for joining us today. And for more information on the Firewatch, you can go to thefirewatch.org, and there you will be able to find the Watchstander training videos and be able to go through that program. And we really can do more together in providing support for our veterans, and especially identifying veterans who might be in crisis and to get them the help that they need. So thank you again, and have a great one.
At the Florida Department of Veterans Affairs, we understand your journey, your commitment to honor. You are not alone. You served our families, now let us serve you. The FDVA will stop at nothing to provide the earned services, benefits, and support you deserve. Reach out to FDVA today. Our mission is you. Welcome home.